another exciting program, that is the Monday Night Football, right here on Star TV with my very self, Sarah Kamara, alongside my two colleagues, that is Yero and then Ibrahim Campo Jata. Today, of course, our guest will be someone very special, someone that we all know, in the history of our football. We cannot talk about football, without mentioning his name, and he's doing wonders outside the Gambia. He's not a person other than Coach Tapha Manneh. Some time ago, the Standard newspaper labeled him as Tapha Manneh, the Conqueror. We'll be discussing with him right here on Monday Night Football. Let me just introduce my colleague, that is Yero. Yero, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Sarah. And would welcome all the viewers, watching, of course, Monday Night Football. Just stay tuned, of course, as you rightly said, we have a special guest, and I want to believe you will definitely enjoy the discussions that we will have with Mr. Manneh, of course, Coach.
Yeah, we're going to be very biased, of course, today. We'll be talking about, only about Gambian football. As you know, we'll be giving you updates on Gambian players who are playing abroad. And we'll also be talking about a special talent, of course, a Gambian player, that is the name of Momodu Sonko. Will he play for Gambia or not, or will he play for Sweden? We'll be discussing about it right here on Monday Night Football. Coach, welcome to Monday Night Football.
Thank you so much,
Sarah. All right, that is Coach Tapha Manneh. Before we bring you round about what is happening with Gambian players abroad, let's just engage Coach Tapha Manneh. Coach, you are in Liberia right now. Can you tell us your journey to Liberia?
Thank you so much, Sarah. And I'm very happy to be part of this program. Like you said, my journey to Liberia, it wasn't easy, to take a decision, leave this country, to go outside, or to go a country where you didn't know anybody, you didn't know their system, and so on. But to be precise, it started when Gambia played with Liberia, Gambia under 20. Played with Liberia under 20 in 2014. After that tournament, the clubs were following me for me to go there and start my coaching career, or continue with my coaching career. So that's where it started until 2016, where I decided to retire from the civil servant and then concentrate on football.
Yeah, but what motivated you? What is the motivating factor, that encouraged you, that pushed you? You were in the Gambia, beloved in the Gambia, you were with teams here in the Gambia, but there must be a factor that motivated you to push you, to try your luck outside the Gambia.
Actually, my number one target was to be a professional coach. That was my number one target when I started coaching. I didn't want to only stay in the Gambia to coach local teams. When I start coaching in the first division, I won all the trophies. I won Super Cup, League, FA Cup, and it went up to a stage just repeating, so. To do more or to have more profiles, to go and play outside or to play for the national team, to take over the national team. And that time it was very hard, to take up the national team because I didn't have any experience, to take up the senior national team. I even went for, one time I applied for a national team job, which is under 20, under 17, and so on. But unfortunately, I was not selected. That's where Omar and other people were selected, for 17 and 20. So I decided to go outside to get more experience and then come over back to my country.
Right. And I believe that, when you take up a decision, to go outside the Gambia, you also, sounded opinions, of the Gambia Football Federation, Gambia Coaches Association, what was the advice, when you said, well, I want to, quit Gambia, I want to go to Liberia, try my luck there?
Yeah, it was not easy.
It was tough because the reason why I said it was tough, at that time, I was a senior officer in Gambia. I was a manager at the company, and at the same time as a head coach for the football team. My earning was, the responsibility was too high. So most of the people who advised me, they did not, they didn't want me to go outside because of the opportunity I have. And the country I want to go, is not very famous in terms of peace and other things, because there was a problem there. So there was no good record there. They have, these 14 years of war, civil war, and from the civil war they have Ebola crisis, and so on. So most of the people, my advisors, they didn't advise me. They don't want me to go. But then one of my role model, when I explained it to him, he said, well, it's a tax. If you want to go for it, it's good. It's left to you to work on it, because I know you. That guy is the very one who, introduced me to coaching. That is LS, Lamin Sambu. He said, you can go. That's life. And he coached me as a player, and he's the one who introduced me to coaching also. So he know me very well. He said, I know you can make it. So that's where I pick it up. I decided to go. And I retire voluntarily from the company and then move on.
Yeah. Retiring, voluntarily from the company and then, moving to Liberia. When you were in Liberia in the beginning, it must be challenging, for you. You've gone to Liberia, you met a lot of coaches there, for you to come to Liberia and then, make your mark, in Liberian football. It was very, very challenging, I guess.
Yeah. Obviously, it was challenging because the first problem I encountered was the qualification. Liberia, they are lucky. They have almost 18 A license holders in their league. 18. When Gambia, we have none. I think we have only one, who is Sandong. And I still believe Sandong is the only one.
So that didn't shake you?
Yeah, it was even in the media, because, coaches, media, fraternity, they were going against it, because they said, why the clubs go out and then bring a B license holder when they have an A license holder in the country. So it was a big debate. It was a big debate. They even write it. They write it everywhere.
So that did not unsettle
you? Yeah. That's another problem. The other issue is, I didn't know anything about Liberia. I didn't know the style of football they're doing. I didn't know the players. I didn't know the club. So it was so difficult for me. It was so difficult for me. But football is one language. That's what I believe. And then I have an opportunity to select the players. I didn't just come and join, for the competition. I came before the preseason. So I start the preseason, select the players I want, and then start the league. But it was seriously difficult for me. Even when the competition started, I was suspended for 2 weeks.
Why were you suspended?
Yeah, because the team, according to them, it was a normal thing for the club presidents to come to the dressing room and address the players anyhow they want to do. So it was not, for me it was strange. Yeah, it was strange. If it is not strange, but it is not my style. as far as, you trust me, you give me the responsibility, I believe if anything wrong, you should come to me instead of the players. So one day we play for our fourth game. We played 3 games. Our fourth game we drew. I was with the journalists, with the journalists, they were interviewing me. So the president went to the dressing room, to talk to the players. So when I finished the interview, I went back to the dressing room. I found him inside. He was, the way he was dressed, the way he's addressing the players was not normal. So I called him. I told him, Mr. President, it's okay. I'll take care of it. It's all right, it's all right. He said, no, I have to talk to my players. This is my team. I have all right to talk to my players. I told him, I'm sorry. This is not the place for you. This is for coaches. It's for technicians. If you want to talk to your players, find another, platform. Call us, and then you address. Moreover, we sign a contract. I'm the guy who is responsible for the performance of the team. If the team is not performing, it's my responsibility. You should call me. It was a big debate in the dressing room. I just took my bag and I walked out. So he told the secretary to suspend. Yeah, was suspended for 2 weeks. So I sit home until the 2 weeks finish. I resumed with training. But it wasn't easy. But as a human being, you have to be reliable. You have to know what you are doing, and then you need to have principles, especially in the profession you are.
Dealing with players, you being a B Lansing there. How was the mood at the dressing room like? Your relationship, with the players.
Oh, it was fine. Liberia, I don't have a problem on that, because the first day I meet with the players, I discuss with them, I ask them exactly what is affecting them. And the major point they explained was they normally have pressure when they are playing. And that pressure comes from up.
Okay, from the president?
From the president. So I told them, now, I am going to stop that. It's not going to happen. During the game, you will not have pressure. You will be free and play your games. If anything happens, I will be responsible. So that I did that one with we have meeting with the players and explain to them on those things. So players, I have a cordial relationship with the players.
Okay.
Even when I leave the team and move to the national side, it was the same. I have cordial relationship with them. They are the one giving me the information and other things.
Okay.
But for players, no, it was excellent. It was excellent.
Yeah. You've performed. You've achieved a lot, with those players. All right. What was the motivating factor? And then, why were you called on the standard news in the Gambia, Tapha Manneh the Conqueror?
Yeah. Anyway, maybe they know the the reason behind it. But we did well, because we played the whole season without defeat. With my B license and then against A license holders. Forgetting that they forget that license doesn't play football. No, it doesn't play football. It doesn't guarantee you to be the champion. But we did very well. When I started the preseason, it was tough. I found 26 players in the team. And during the preseason, I dropped 13 players and then remained 13 players in the team. It was not even easy with the management, but you have no choice, because some of the players, key players, did not even report to training until a day or 2 days before we closed the preseason training. So I dropped many of them. Luckily for me, the team have a feeder team. They have a feeder team which is in the second division.
Okay.
So I use some of the players, promoted 7 players from the feeder team, to the senior team, and that helps. The other players, I select them from second division, third division, to form a team, and then we compete in the national league. But it was tough. But everybody was surprised, and they were happy because the club was not doing well before. And that season it was great, and from that season up till now, the club is highly respected in Liberian League.
Right. And then you went 22 games unbeaten.
Yeah, we won 22 games unbeaten and then win the FA Cup.
How did you achieve that? 22 games unbeaten.
Well, it depends on the players, and the players were, they were focused and concentrate on our tactics during the training, during the game, and so on. They are the one who did well, because football players are the key. If you are able to hold on those players, if you are able to manage the players, you can achieve what you want in football.
What is your best tactic?
It varies. I normally play 4-3-3. I used to play 4-4-2.
Okay.
These are the 2 tactics, I normally use in the field.
Do you normally sit back and allow your opponents to play? Or
it depends, the team I am
against.
Yes, it depends. If the team is too powerful, if the team is not good in defending, in terms of transition in defense, we can sit down and wait for you. Because we know when you lose the ball, it will be difficult for you to recover. It depends on the type of team we are going to play.
Okay. How was it like when you are called, all right, to go to the national side? Leaving the players, leaving the club, the success that you achieved there. How was it like?
Yeah, it wasn't easy because I was just like a Liberian. I have a nice time in the club. Everybody see me as a citizen of Liberia. I was really free in Liberia. I was really free, to be frank. I don't have too much issue in Liberia, and as a foreigner. In the club, I was free. I was given everything, even though I am not used to these programs. I didn't go to the nightclubs. I didn't drink. I don't smoke. So I was not involved in some of the bad activities. So I was highly respected in the club. Luckily, the club president, when he resigned from the club, he became the FA president.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the Liberia Football Association president right now.
Okay.
So I didn't have a problem. When I want to return back to Gambia, that was 2019. He told me that no, you can't go to the Gambia. If you want, you need to apply for the national team job.
Okay.
And I'm sure if you apply it, it will not be a problem. So when I apply for national team job, it was not a problem. Almost everybody agree on it. They are saying one guy who was outside, I think he's from Turkey. That's the guy they want to. That was my competitor.
Okay, your competitor. Okay.
Yes, but the amount of money he demands, the country cannot afford it.
Okay.
So decided to go for me.
All right. Was it challenging? Coaching the foreign national team.
Yeah, it is challenging.
Because they were expecting results.
Yeah, they are expecting results, and also they are not putting much finance. They have a lot of financial issues.
Okay.
the support wasn't too good, because they were trying to build two teams, that is under 17 and under 20.
Okay.
And their priority was under 17.
Okay.
They were spending, a lot of money on under 17, because Liberia, they have a break along the way. They have a 14-year civil war. During that 14-year civil war, there was no proper football in Liberia. So there was no build-up. When George Weah group, George Weah 11 was existing, they don't have an opportunity to build, a second team or the feeder team for senior national team. So when George Weah and others fade out, it became a problem. There's a very big vacuum along the way.
Okay.
So they were trying to build junior teams to come up, and the priority was under 17.
Okay.
Because they didn't say it's under 17,
Yeah,
but we know.
But the way they were spending money.
Yeah,
exactly.
Obviously, that because that team, they even, having international matches outside Liberia.
And your team wasn't having that?
No. They have a camp. They used to go for camp 1 week, 2 weeks, and then go back to school and other things.
But did you at one time confront them about that? That, they should be spending money on your team, you have to prepare this and that?
Yeah, we do right, and then, but, the only thing they will tell you that we don't have fun. And then as a coach, you can't go beyond that.
Yeah.
We all know the African football, or especially West Africa. Government is not doing too much in the youth football.
Yeah.
Maybe they only concentrate on the senior
national team.
So the youth teams normally take care by the association. And the association, the only area they normally get fund is from the CAF and FIFA subventions. People are not watching like Europe, where you can get so many things from the gate and such. They only solely rely on the subventions. So it's difficult to take care of, junior teams, female teams, and also sometimes government will, even senior national teams, sometimes government don't have money. The FA has to put their money, and then later on they refund it, or sometimes it is not even refunded. Because you can't take government to any level. Yeah. So it is a common thing in West Africa, in terms of funding of the national team.
What team are you currently coaching?
My contract finished July, so I'm not coaching any other teams. Teams were following me, but I came back, to have a rest, and then, think about what to do next.
Are you thinking of, saying, Gambia, I'm back?
Yeah, if I have a good opportunity, that's why I came to see what is happening.
Are you targeting the national team, coach?
Not national team, actually, because the national team is doing well. So I'm not expecting anybody to touch at the national side. But there are clubs, and there are junior teams and other things.
Under 17, under 20.
I want to look at the situation. Yeah. What is happening on the
coach, but with the experience that we already got at club level, in Liberia already, right now, and people would be advising you go for the national team, because I've had on several occasions where Gambians will say, okay, I think now we prefer Gambian coach to come on board, this and that,
Yeah, for me, I don't think,
it's good that the team is performing.
The team is performing well. What is important,
exactly,
now,
yeah.
The backup for the team.
Yeah.
What happened to Liberia shouldn't happen to Gambia. When the senior national team is doing well, we forget about under 20, under 17, under 15, under 23, and so on. If you want to support the national team, if you want to stabilize, all these categories need to be ready, so that those at the top, when they retire or they fade out, you you can easily replace them.
Okay.
You know, if country is based on that, it will be good. But for the national team, I think they are doing well. They are doing well. They are doing well.
All right. You've been in Liberia, you've been in Gambia. Compared to the football of both nations, which one is up?
Yeah, Liberia and Gambia, they had different scenario. Gambia is doing well in the national team. Liberia is not doing well in the national team. Liberia is doing well in terms of structures.
Okay.
They build stadiums,
Okay.
you know, for tomorrow. Gambia
Yeah.
is not doing that.
So doing that.
And that means we are not
So meaning Liberia is planning for tomorrow, while Gambia we are not
Gambia
planning for tomorrow.
tomorrow. That this is one of the problems.
Okay.
Because those at the top, they will fade out one day. And the one we have in the country here, as local players, they need to have a place to practice football.
Yeah.
And it has to be a standard.
Okay.
You know, Liberia is doing that. They have many stadiums where, you know, it is built by the football association,
Okay.
you know, for their leagues. And I visited 2 or 3 grounds in the country. When I came back, they are still the same. They are still the same. I think Gambia has to work on that.
Okay.
Gambia has to work on that. So they have different areas. In the senior national team, they are doing well, very well. You know, one has to, you know, acknowledge that. For Liberia, senior national team is difficult, but they are building a team and they have a structures. You can count almost 5 stadiums, which are many stadiums. You can play there comfortably without any problem.
No, that's good. What was your reaction when Gambia qualified, for the second time, to the AFCON?
Yeah, I was really happy. I was really happy because, there's nothing like home.
Yeah.
Even Liberia, they call me Gambia.
Okay.
When Gambia under 20 was playing against Liberia under 20, even my number, I expect that it was tough. People, they don't trust me.
Okay. They thought that you were going to give information. Yeah.
To the Gambia. So, it wasn't easy. Whatever we are doing, if the national team progress, if the national team qualify, coaches, citizens of that country, they all have a rank. Because when you go outside, people normally, what they normally ask, your country, the performance of your country. Yeah. When I went to Liberia, that's the first thing. Yes. I am a bit licensed from the Gambia. What are the level of my country? What are the rank of my country? To be at that place when the coaches at that area have an A license. So there are a lot of questions. But if Gambia was doing well at that time, there will be no question.
Okay.
Now they are proud. When they had the Gambian results, the national team results, everybody was surprised. But Gambia is doing well. What are they doing? What are they doing? I was part of the scouts for the national team players, under 15, under 17. We just finished, before I came in July, we finished a selection for under 15. I was called to help them on that selection. So it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But to be precise, I am really happy, and I'm proud to be a Gambian and to see Gambia football at the top level.
But you were very happy that we qualified, and then the draw happens. Gambia, Senegal, Guinea, Cameroon.
Interesting.
Yes.
It is a tough draw.
Yeah.
It is a tough draw. Tough draw. It's difficult for Gambia in that group, because we have two teams who are very, very strong. That is Senegal and Cameroon. For Guinea, I didn't worry much about Guinea, but Senegal and Cameroon, these are tough teams. But this is footballer. Anything can happen.
One would say
it happened
if Senegal can do it against France.
That's right. That's what I want to say. If Senegal can beat France, and later on France win the World Cup, we have what happened in Argentina. Argentina, they lose their first game, and at the end of the day, they became the champion. So football sometimes, ranking, fake us.
Okay.
Ranking fake us, because what happened, they rank you based on your past performance, not present performance or tomorrow performance. Right now, Senegal ranking is higher than us. Cameroon ranking is higher than us. Guinea ranking is higher than us.
Guinea is coming for a revenge, you know that.
But Guinea, we never have a problem with Guinea. Guinea is not ahead of us, and even the players, because the kind of players we have, it's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Yeah, they're scoring.
There was a time we cannot even have more than 6 professionals in our team.
Yeah.
Now we have 100% professionals in our team, so we can play with any team. What is important is how are we going to approach it.
Okay.
That's the most important thing, and that has to start from here up to the competition. The teams need to have, practice matches, during the how they call it, FIFA, friendly match, international friendly match. The team need to have friendly games at 1 or 2. It will help the coach, to know who he will be selecting and what kind of formation he's going to use.
Okay. But are you optimistic that we can make it, to the next round?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course we can make it. We have a good team. If we manage it well, yes, we can go. It all depends on the preparation. Okay. Football preparation is key. If your preparation is not proper, forget it. You are just wasting your money.
Okay. Now, let me just, before Yero comes in, let me just, draw you back, to Liberia again. Looking at, football deals with sponsorships, all right? And at club levels, comparing Liberia and Gambia, all right? Do we see more sponsors, associated with football clubs in Liberia than in the Gambia?
Yeah, I think Liberia.
The scenario in Gambia is the same scenario in Liberia.
No, Liberia
sponsors will not come in, fans will not come in, this and that.
Liberia is ahead of Gambia in terms of sponsorship.
Okay.
Because Liberia, the National League is sponsored by the GSM operator, which is Orange, and FA Cup also is sponsored by them. Teams also, they have their sponsorship apart. They join, like a team I was coaching, Liska. Liska is sponsored by an institute, who is responsible for the ports and other things. So we have different companies who are sponsoring the clubs. Beer Mountain is sponsored by Diamond, mining company, and so on. So the association, the spending is different from what Gambia Football Federation is doing. The league normally sponsored by the federation, and now I saw a name there. I don't know whether they are the sponsors. Balu, something like that. But for sponsorship, Liberia is far ahead of us.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Kamara. That was a marathon one indeed. And welcome once again, Coach. I call you my mentor, of course. I'll just throw you back to the Gambia. Of course, the bridge between when you left the Gambia to Liberia, emotionally? I want to see or want to understand or know exactly the emotions that came up, because knowing that I'm leaving a country that I know very well, I understood their football. And this football, as you made mention, the country I don't know nothing about. What were the emotions? How was it?
Yeah, actually, I was really happy because the first point is I didn't know Liberia, but I know George Weah. So I know where George Weah came from. There must be football. That's the number one, point that encouraged me, that motivated me to go to Liberia. George Weah is a great player in Africa. George Weah is a great player in the world. He was one time world best player, African best player. So those kind of things motivate me, to go outside, to see what is happening, away from my country.
Okay. I'll also take you to, of course, in your first days, as you rightly said, you were suspended. How did you manage to come back in terms, of course, with the manager of the team? And was your fight to avoid him from, from addressing players, was it successful?
Yeah, of course. If it was successful, because from that day until I left the team, he never stepped in the dressing room. What he normally do is say, "Coach, if you win this match, I will give you this." So when we win, he will come down to the dressing room and give that money, and then left. After the incident, it wasn't too difficult because most of these people are graduates. They know exactly what they are doing. He know that what he is doing is not correct. But maybe the way I approach him, so he was trying to emphasize the power he has in the club. Because when I was suspended for 2 weeks, I stayed home for 2 weeks, 14 days, but at the end of the month, when they were paying me, there was no deduction. There was no deduction. They did not deduct me. They paid me right, because I was also waiting for that, whether they are going to deduct me or so that I can take it up. The reason why they are going to deduct me.
Okay.
But it was fine after the program. We reconciled. Everything. I was free. And the players were free. Players were happy because they really have pressure. They used to come and tell me, "Coach, you don't know what you have done here." And what happens the following year, FA put it on their rules and regulation that no Secretary General or President should go to the dressing room. It was put on their regulation.
So one can comfortably say that it was like an inspiration that they got from you.
I was I was suspended. When the journalists asked me, I told them directly, I am suspended, and I believe what was, what the president did was not correct. I was trying to, address it. So most of the journalists pick it up from there, especially those who are anti the president. So they start writing, this and this and this. At the end of the day, it was good. My journey was good later on. Yes.
Okay, Coach, I will take you, of course, to the Lansing issue, because you've made mention that you were a B Lansing holder then. And of course, in the Gambia, we have only 1A Lansing. And in Liberia, we're talking about, a double-figured number. What is the cause? Why is it that the Gambia cannot have those number of, coaches with Lansings, and still we play in the league here?
Yeah, I think the administrators have problem on that. It's not something we have to hide on it. I don't think they are not doing well on that side. Even now, I have bid license in 2015. realized in 2015 here. From 2015 up to date, there is no upgrade. Even refresher is a problem. The refresher, I just have it in Liberia. And every 3 years, as a license, you have to go for refresher, otherwise your license is not valid. Every 3 years, you need to go for refresher. If you don't do it, the license you have is not valid.
Technically, we can say then some of the licenses that are being used here by the D license coming to C license holders who didn't got their refreshers are almost invalid.
Well, I didn't say it, but I didn't say that. But Gambia, we have to do well. We have to do well in terms of license, because to be frank with you, it disturbed me. It disturbed me. If I have a license, I would have been in different place different from Liberia, because most of the offers I have, the requirement is a license. So it really affect me. It really affect me. Even though Liberia is going for a license in January, I paid everything, before I leave. When the time is up, I might go there, to do the license. I do all those transactions with the Football Federation. They did all the recommendations and so on. I did my payment and then wait for the time. But for license, we have to welcome. We have to welcome. It is a shame for the whole country, since the inception of the Gambia Football Association up to the federation, there is no opportunity for a license. It is really shameful.
Okay, I'll take you to, of course, monetary-wise, where Gambia and Liberia, you've got vast experience. Coaches been paid in Gambia on the month they paid, and in Liberia. If you were to bring comparison here, not trying to dig exactly what is it, but like motivating coaches.
Yeah, Liberia is a funny country. I'm sorry to say, it's a funny country, but Liberia, they use foreign currency more than the local currency, so it's difficult to compare the coach's salary and the Gambia, because they are paid in US, and which is cannot be compared with our local currency here. Like footballers. Footballers are paid 200, 300 US. When you converted that to Gambian dollars, you can't pay a coach for that. Gambia here, local coaches in the national league, you can't pay more than 40,000. That one, if that happened, I won't go outside.
Well, it means, Mr. Camara, you've seen that, a lot of money is being, of course, invested in football in Liberia.
And I know fellow coaches will say, oh, wow, you
also
have to go to Liberia. Exactly. What is your advice, to coaches, in this country, coaches who have not, venture outside, to go and get experience, because in the media we used to, one time, champion for coaches, to go outside, get more experience. Since, most of our teams that qualify for the CAF Champions League, are not playing, because most of the time we are not playing because of financial reasons. So at the end of it, it's very difficult for the coaches, to have that experience of playing, other nation teams.
It is important. It is important. Coaches need to go outside. Not even about the monitoring terms, about salaries and so on. It is important for us to go outside, have experience, know exactly what is happening outside of our country. It helps our football, because it's just like, in the Champions League, in the CAF Confederation or CAF, Champions League. Most of the clubs that succeed in the competitions, they have different nationalities. If you want to succeed, you need to have a different. Even South Africa, they have a good league, but Most of their teams,
Yeah.
you have different nationalities. You go to Egypt, the same thing. You go to Guinea here, Horoya, you have different nationalities in the team. So it's the same. When you go outside, you see what is happening there. Different style, different behavior, and so on. And when you have an experience from you, if you add those experiences together, it helps you in coaching. So it is important for coaches also to go outside. You need to be brave. There's nothing like home. There's nothing like home. You need to be brave as a coach. There are a lot of things. When you go there, the way the players have challenge in the international scene, the same thing you will have there, because almost everybody will go against you as a foreign coach. So it is important for coaches to come outside.
Yeah, of course. I just want to put him through to the, loan move, sort of an agreement you have with the Diamonds Girls, of course, of Liberia. Being in the female football for quite some time, perhaps will hinder you because of the busy schedule watching female football. Eventually, you are contracted to, work with the female team. That transition, just give us a brief. How was it getting from, of course, coaching men? You've been almost all your career. And for the first time, you eventually just jump into the other training.
Yeah, what happened, the coach for Determined Girls is not qualified for us to be as a head coach in the CAF competitions. And that is one of the reasons why I was contacted. The club decided to contact me because I used to follow female football. That's one. Two, I was part of the coaches who helped the under-17. The under-17 that went for World Cup qualifiers, their female team. Two of us, the under-17 male coach and me, we were the two who guide the coach. We were the two who helped the coach. So I was involved in the female football. I used to go and train the team and so on. I used to help. Because when I was, appointed as under-20 coach, sometimes national team, we don't have that much, job. Okay. We don't have training. Sometimes you'll sit down 3, 4, 5 months without training. So I used to go to the teams to help the teams. Those who are not doing well, I normally go there to help them. So I was involved in the female league. I was known, before I was approached.
Okay, quick one. The last one would be, how was it with your family? Because coaching, demanding, so stressed week in, week out. You play in the league. The family back home in the Gambia, or perhaps sometimes they join you. How did you manage these two things together? Yeah,
really, I don't have a problem in the family. Almost the whole my family support me in football. My kids, my wives, they all support me. My brothers, when I was going to Liberia, I have some little bit issue with my mother, because he doesn't want me to go the way he had Liberian cases and so on. He didn't want me to go because he liked me so much. He didn't want me to go far. Even I'm going, but not a place where things are not normal there. So he was the one who was a little bit, strict. And but my mom, I have to sit down, tell her exactly what and so on. Later on, then I left. But my family really support me. They really support me. When I was coaching here, they used to go to the field. They used to follow me. When we lose, normally we don't eat in the house. Everybody will be stressed.
Just give me this one. That is, of course, big countries now.
Yeah.
Bigger than the Gambia, Liberia. Where are they contacting you for contracts?
Me?
Do you have any bigger nation, in footballing nation, that the Gambia, Liberia contacting you for your service?
Yeah, there are countries who contacted me for the service. One time Uganda, contacted me, and some teams from Kenya, contacted me. But, the requirement when I send, my CV and other things, the performance is okay, but the license is, below the, requirement. So I did not have, except the clubs, but, even at the clubs, when you win, I can't stand on the line at the CAF Champions League because the requirement is A license.
Yeah.
So, A is one of the problem I have. One of the problem I have. We need to do everything possible to get it.
Thank you very much.
So I would say thank you very much. We have to cut the curtain here, Coach. Thank you very much for coming to Monday Night Football.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm really happy and be part of this program. You're doing well. You're doing well from the radio to television. It's a great achievement.
Thank you very much. Okay. We thank Coach for coming to Monday Night Football. We will be taking a short break and we'll be back with more sports. Thank you very much. That was Coach Tapha Manneh right here on Monday Night Football. Campo, of course, will be joining us immediately after a roundup, of Gambian players playing abroad with Omar Joe.
various leagues. Here is a summary of their performance. In Qatar, Yusuf Anjay was the star of the show, earning the Man of the Match award with a remarkable statistic rating of 8.2. He scored 2 crucial goals for Al Makiyya, leading them to a 2-1 victory over Al Samal. Musa Barrow showcased his skills by playing the full 90 for Al Tawun, although they drew 1-1 against Al Ittihad. Musa made his presence felt by hitting the woodwork twice. Mo Fall had a standout performance, playing the full 90 minutes and scoring a goal as Doncaster secured a 2-1 win against Tranmere. Sheikh Sibi delivered a solid defensive performance, achieving a clean sheet for Vitus Veron in their 1-0 victory over Fiorenzual at home. Bakary Jatta contributed the full 90 minutes of action as Hamburg enjoyed a 2-0 win at home against Ford. Seydou Kane was a key player, playing 89 minutes for Swindon Town in their 2-2 draw away to Salford. Hamza Bari and Musa Juara were active participants, but their efforts could not prevent Vijle from losing 2-1 to Copenhagen in an away match. Mohamed Badamosi makes his mark by scoring for Al Azim in a thrilling 4-3 victory over Al Raid. Hassan Cisse was in action for Damak, but his team lost 2-1 away to Al Nassr, featuring star players Sadio Mane and Cristiano Ronaldo. Omar Colley put on an outstanding display, earning the Man of the Match award for basic tasks despite their 2-1 defeat to Galatasaray. Ibrahima Colley made a valuable contribution coming off the bench for Young Boys in a goalless draw against Zurich. Abdoulaye Sanyang had a standout performance, earning the Man of the Match award with a statistic rating of 7.6. He also provided a crucial assist in Grenoble 3-all draw at home to Valenciennes. Ibrahim Ndaw made a contribution coming off the bench, but his team, Mirandela, suffered a heavy defeat, losing 6-1 to Nacional. Yankuba Minte played 74 minutes for Feyenoord in their impressive 4-0 home win against Vitesse. Musa Barrow's impressive league performance against Benzema Golo Kante's team. Musa Barrow put an impressive performance in Sunday's face-off against Al Ittihad, sharing the field with Karim Benzema and Golo Kante in the Saudi Arabian Professional League. The match concluded with a 1-all draw between Al Tawun and Al Ittihad. Barrow exhibited his skills, playing the full 90 minutes and earning a commendable statistic rating of 7.4. He came incredibly close, hitting the woodwork twice, and played a crucial role in helping his team secure the 1-all draw. Did you know the biggest young talent in Scandinavia is Swedish-born Mamadou Lamin Sonko? The 2005 super talented attacking forward is playing for Sweden champions BK Häcken. The 18-year-old scored a hat-trick versus Norrköping just before the international break. He scored versus Hammarby. He has 7 goals already and 3 assists in the Allsvenskan. 1 goal and 1 assist in the UEFA Champions League qualifiers, 4 goals and 1 assist in the Europa League this season. Clubs from Serie A, the Premier League and German Bundesliga have started a bidding war, but he will be very expensive. Can he play for the Gambia? Gamfoot spoke to his agent, Ekan Sanglin, who also works with Modou Barrow, and Erkan said, if the Gambia wants him to play for them, they need to contact us. So far, no one has contacted me from the national team or the federation, but if they want him, let them show effort and try. Gamfoot also asked of the possibility as Sweden will do everything in their power not to lose him. The agent said, again, if Gambia wants him, let them try. They haven't tried yet. I have Tom Sanfield's number. The Gambia have many young talented players, that's for sure. I can't answer if he will play for the Gambia, but if they want him, let them try. Momodu might soon be selected to play for the Swedish senior national team if the Gambia don't react fast enough. The Gambia international Ali Sow was back in action after his surgery. Ali came in as a substitute in the 73rd minute in Ankaragu defeat to Istanbulspor. Congratulations to Aliou Djiba, who came off the bench to score his first goal for his new club. The goal also managed to be the winning goal. Aliou Djiba alias Gaucho was also awarded the Man of the Match. According to sources, it will be very difficult for the Gambia to land Mamadou Sonko. He is expected to receive a call up to the Swedish national team in January training camp. Ibufai have confirmed that they will try to do their best. However, Gamfoot have learned the possibility is small. JFF second vice president Ibufai said they will contact Mamadou Lamin Sonko's entourage and forward his details to the coach. Gamfoot have been in contact with the player's agent and have forwarded his contact to Ibufai. That's it for today's Monday night's roundup with me. Do join us next time for more exciting roundup.
Thank you very much. That was Omar Diop giving us a roundup of some of the main stories happening with Gambian players who are playing abroad. Well, as I said earlier, I have one of my colleagues also joining us, that is Ibrahima Kampo Jata. Kampo, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sarah, and to wonderful viewers. We welcome them another exciting Monday night football. We also thank our guests.
Yeah, on the sideline you were watching, you know,
was
Tapha Manneh, exactly.
Tapha Manneh. It was a very interesting interview. He explained so many things, and also I know
Gambian players sign abroad.
Absolutely learn from us. So let them stay here, and I know it's going to be another interesting Monday night sport.
Okay, thank you very much, Ibrahima Kampo Jata. We straightly, talk about Gambian players who are playing abroad, scoring day in, day out. We've seen Yusuf Njai was the star of the show, and in the Man of the Match award with a remarkable statistical rating of 8.2. He scored 2 crucial goals for Al Mekhaya, leading them to a 2-1 victory over Al Shamal SC. Wow. It was very magnificent, of the players, scoring 2 goals.
Fantastic. I think, Sarah, this is a booster, sort of, knowing that in a month or 2 time, you might have the chance to, of course, represent your country in, of course, the most anticipated African country nation. Scoring goals as a striker boosts you up. It gives you the morals and the beliefs and the hopes. And this simply tells you that you move from one country to another, straight to a club. You need time to settle, but if goals keep coming, you settle with them, and it helps you to settle earlier. So I think that is definitely positive from Jai, and we hope that he will continue his scoring form, and he can replicate that, of course, when he won the Gambian national jersey.
Kampo, we also see Yusuf Njai, who scored, but we also seen, another performance from CFCB, who delivered a solid defensive performance, achieving a clean sheet for Vitus Veron in their 1-0 victory against, Venezuela at home.
Yeah, for the Yusuf Njai, it is a surprise one. We have been doing it when he was in Boa Vista, and Portuguese League is one of the toughest league in European football. It's among the 15 it's among the 15 best league in Europe, where you have Benfica, you have Porto. So going to the Arabian Peninsula League, that is Qatar. So I will not discredit their league, but Yusuf is above the league. So scoring goals is not a surprise for me, because I have been doing it when he was in Boa Vista. Per season he will score 12 to 14 goals per season. But the main problem is I can't with Euro, because right now he's in a fine form, and right now we have not been seeing him during the qualifier round. So I don't know what's the problem between him and Tom. But I believe he's a type of striker that any coach that is going in national team, you must want Yusuf Njai, because he can play different role. He can play subordinate strike, he can play number 10 role, he can play flank also. So he's a utility player. So now best left to Tom, because of his fine form, and definitely we need him in January. If I'm the coach, I will definitely put him in the plane to Abidjan in January. Yeah.
Okay, Baramosi. The makes by scoring for Al Hazm in a 4-3 victory.
Yeah, I think
Big boy is scoring.
I mean, he's definitely off the hook of this nowadays. To me, have seen the path that he wanted to.
Yeah.
Since he joined the Qatari base, or the Saudi Pro League rather. I think you can see the revival of that league, the competitiveness of that league. Of course, now strikers banging in goals, and he's not an exception, because he's a very, very instrumental player, for his team. So getting the goals from for Bodomosi, you've been seeing. That is why I always say in sports, you have to be disciplined. You have to be patient sometimes, and time will come. Bodomosi have been very much patient. If you looked at it, he's gone to the African Cup of Nations. Most of the time he's not been used. Sometimes a whole game is. But you will never hear on the media or any other thing to this is what Bodomosi his negative reactions. He's calm, disciplined.
For himself.
And now opportunities were availed to him. He is scoring goals. Now he has seen he's a powerful striker. That strength is there. Now the only thing that was left is the confidence.
Exactly.
And when now now that he is scoring goals, I want to believe the confidence will definitely boost up. And once that is engulfed in his personalities, I think it will be very, very, very tough for Tom to select among these strikers now, because everybody's watching. We've just mentioned of Jai, of course. We are now talking about Bodomosi, and you will not leave Asan Torres and so the competitors, it is really stiff, and it is really positive for the country. This is what we want. We want our strikers, we want our players to be playing week in, week out, and of course making waves, just to play the minutes, but again, make highlights. And of course, this is exactly what Bodo is doing. So we definitely hoping that this would be a continuous process to January. And then, because Musa said it during their last game, that they're all professional. They go to their respective club and do extremely well. So what is expected of them is to come back and replicate the same thing. You cannot be a guy outside there, a lion, in your club, and be a cat.
Or a cat. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Baramus is scoring goals. He's a type of striker that every coach will love to have, and he's a boy that have pace. Because I know him a lot because he was in one of my former team, and I told him that it is Olympic Dengor. In a season, he scored 14 goals there in Senegalese pro league in second division, but unfortunately the team cannot make it to the from there. Then he came back here in Gambia, but they did not play for the Alibany. He went to foot Rabat. He was there scoring goals, but he went to Belgium. But scoring goal was a problem. But when he moved to Serbia, he was scoring goals for fun. So that's why this Saudi club wanted him for loan. The club want to sell him, but they say that they want to sell him. They say we will give him a loan. Then right now he scored 3 goals so far. Then he's continuing scoring. Maybe the team can sign, or a team in Saudi Arabia like Al Nasser or Al Ittihad, or a big team Al Hilal can sign him. So he's the type of striker that currently every coach needs, because of any time he came, he always deliver.
We also see Musa Barrow, putting up an impressive performance, face off against Al Ittihad, sharing the field with Karim Benzema and N'Golo Kante, in the Saudi Arabian Professional League. As you already know, the match concluded with a 1-1 draw between Al Tawun and also Al Ittihad. Barrow exhibited his skill, playing the full 90 minutes, and earning a commendable statistical rate of 7.4. He really playing against, sharing the field with Karim Benzema and N'Golo Kante and others.
Barrow, I think, that's another experience added, of course, in his bank. We know Musa, of course, hard-working player. He's very fast, and always an instrumental player to any club he plays. So since, of course, he joined the Saudi Pro League, I think it's been a big plus for the club, and he's been performing his best. All I would recommend would be, for him to definitely push harder, because in Italy it's much harder in Saudi. So yeah, one could conclude on that, looking at the performance and the level of professionalism, of course, and football and the fastness of the football. So sometimes when you are high up there with the age you are, you go to a league that is much lower. Sometimes you tend to relax, because the competition there would be little minimal. So at that peak, all Musa need to do is to push harder, to work harder. Let him not just get, of course, the momentum of saying, okay, I'm playing with only N'Golo and Karim Benzema are the only 2 players in a club. So it's easy for you to always underperform most of the time, or in fact the level of your fitness or training and commitment towards the game sometimes it deteriorates a little. So it's always good as a young player when you're the likes of N'Golo Kante, they've at that top level, they've done everything. Karim Benzema almost won everything, almost. So you don't compare yourself to those people. You still have a ladder to climb. You still have something to prove to the world. And I want to believe Musa still has something to offer in his coffer. So all he needs to do is to work extra hard and push on. But it is definitely a big plus for him, playing alongside, or against rather, N'Golo Kante, and Karim Benzema. You have the opportunity now. But all I would say again is, let them bring him back to the country.
Okay, well, the biggest talent right now in Scandinavia, and of course in Sweden, a Swedish-born Gambian player, that is Mamadou Lamin Sonko. The 2005-year super talent attacking forward is playing for Swedish champion BK Häcken. The 18-year-old scored a hat-trick, against IFK Norrköping just before the international break. He scored versus Hammarby. He already has 7 goals and 3 assists, in the league. 1 goal, 1 assist in UEFA Champions League qualifiers, 4 goals and 1 assist in the Europa League this season. Clubs from Serie A, the Premier League, and the German Bundesliga have started a bidding war, for this youngster. And then we've also known that the Swedish national team, want to grab him, to play for Sweden. His agent has said, well, he's open. The Gambia Football Federation, can come talk to us to see, how best he can play for his national team. But according to reports, on Gamfoot still now, the GFF have not contacted, the player, despite the fact that Gamfoot said they already provided the contact information, with GFF already. Are we about to lose a talent?
I was going to this story, but he was born in Sweden with Gambian father. Yeah, but his mother is a Swedish. I would say he's a half caste. He's a very important player here. Currently, he's the quarter strike youngster in Swedish and Skagga Liga. Yeah, a lot of European teams also are after him. But the big question is, will he able to play for the Gambia? That's a big question.
No, the question is, is Gambia making effort
but
for him to play for this country?
Today I see on Facebook, Ibu reply Gamfoot saying that they are they will monitor it and they will tell the details to Coach Tom. But Gamfoot also replied that I text you your number. But Coach already say
is it about monitoring or I think it's about approaching them.
They should go and approach him.
Because somebody who is the top of the nation in Sweden,
but
already.
This is the second. This is the first player they after the brother of this guy. Something that midfield player playing for. If you play for Gambia under 20, but his brother is playing for Lyon. Okay. But they approach him, he'd say no. He's going to play for France. Sweden. Sweden, yeah. He's a midfield player. He's playing he's a halfback player. He's playing for Lyon. I forgot the name. But his brother was here in the under 20. But they approach his brother. He say no. He's going to play for Sweden, and currently he has been playing for Sweden. So for this one, we should approach him definitely. But I know it's going to be very, 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 very difficult to get this guy to the Gambian national team. But it's football. It can be possible. But they have a European mentality. Playing for Sweden is more opportunity than playing for Gambia.
Yeah, I know. But it's just enticing the players. It's just like seducing the players. Let the player come and play, a country, that his father is from.
You've made a very, very important point. That is to say, entice. That is, we lose a player to Sweden. That is their defender Jackson, who is of course
and Denmark player. This is Alex.
They're all Gambians. But
play for Denmark.
Ever give a try? That is always a question mark. And now this player we are talking about in question here is one of the hottest prospects you can see in this Scandinavian football.
I think what the GFF should do is they've lost several players to other nations. What they should do right now is sit down and then look at the factors. What are the factors that made us to lose these players in this nation? All right? They look at those factors, analyze it, and they try to say, okay, this will not happen again. Why not we try another strategy?
Very well. It all comes back again to giving them the opportunity. If you look at Senegal, I think last week I've said a similar thing, made a similar comment. That is, of course, getting players, to commit themselves to the national team. We have a national team and we would need maybe 18 players, 25 players. per tournament, right? But do we only need only those 25 players? No, we need other players around. If you look at Senegal today, there are other players that they've already committed, giving them international, of course, debit, giving them two matches, 3 matches they played for Senegal, and at the end of the day, it's left to the player now to compete. And of course, if you can shoot in this in the tactics of the coach, and you will be invited. So this also gives a lot of room for improvement for other players who are saying that, look, we are the only people here. So I think the GFF, or that's the federation, all they need to do is to approach the player, even if it is going to be difficult. There's nothing impossible in terms of football. You may go and find out that the father, in fact, would want his son to represent his country. So it would be easier, of course. But you looked at his agent, that's what he replied according to Comfort.
Somebody said, Basiru
Jackie said, bro, if they come, they will not be given the chance because of the philosophy of the coach.
I mean, that's also that's also another level. We might move to that level, of course. But the most important thing is to get them first. See if the opportunities are. We're here. We're all watching, because if today you're selecting a player to come and represent the country, you always looked at the performance. You always look at the minutes. You always look at what they can offer. Yeah, but you cannot just sit down and fold your arms and say, okay, even if he didn't come, or if he comes, he will not fit in the system. Let him come first. Then we will be able to understand whether he will be able to know whether the person or the player will be able to fit in the system with the philosophy that the coach is playing. So all what the GFF needs to do is to start committing, because we have a lot of Gambians who have other talented players outside the country, and we're losing them to other nations. And most especially to our neighboring country, of course, that is Senegal. We know a lot of, they will use of course, Senegalese document to sign contracts and so on. So that, all those mechanisms, I think Gambia Football Federations need to control this. So there are a lot of things that they need to control. This player also is a prospect. Approach him. He is not being, he is born in Sweden. His father is a Gambian. Go and approach the player. Give your chance. If it doesn't work, everyone knows that yes, we've tried, but it couldn't materialize. Okay, we're going to look for other people, and then we figure out, as you rightly said, why are we losing our talents to other nations? Then easily table out a solution could come.
Yeah, that's the only solution. So we just try and approach him and try our best. If it's not possible, like former Manchester United player, I forgot the name. He was in Manchester, but later he said he appreciated Gambia approaching, but he's going to play for Norway. Now he's playing for Hull.
This one says, guys, I think you guys should arrange an interview with Tom. Ask him if he's willing to invite, these young lads, because we are losing a lot of talents.
No, maybe you said the philosophy and the tactics. He can go with Thomas own tactics. And he believes his old players that even if you go with the system, he take you. So because he got a system. But I know they have to try. I know Ibu Faye and others, they will try and contact him. But I don't have the 100% belief this boy will play for Gambia.
So you are optimistic that
because
Sonko will play for Gambia.
He was born in Sweden.
Bred in Sweden, did everything for Sweden.
European kids, their parents will tell them to decide for themselves, and they have a lot of friends.
Friends are going to influence them at club level. The coaches are going to influence them.
Play for Sweden.
Play for Sweden has more benefit than playing.
They're definitely ahead of us when it comes to that. Because once they are here, they look at the infrastructure, they look at the setup, they look at the coaching, because they look at the trace, of course, the records of the national team. Where are we? Where is Sweden? So you debate if Sweden is coming, Gambia. Sometimes it's very difficult. But again, these are people who have been born in the West.
Born in Europe, so
they're born in the West. Sometimes
the mentality,
what you think might not be exactly what they're thinking. You might just give a try and eventually it succeeds. You might try it and nothing bad in trying. What we're trying to say here is let the GFF make an effort. Let them just
look at this guy. Mamadi Kamara still now don't decide. He says he's a guy. I think he says he's a Gambian.
Gomez, of course, Joe Gomez of Liverpool.
Yeah, so I think Mamadi from Saint Etienne. He's a Gambian. But they were following him there, but later he said no. And he's now 28, 29 years old. Still now never play for France. He still now have to believe he's going to play for France.
But everyone knows that. GFF have tried.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what talks about Mohamed.
They will compete.
So in this way again, you're saying the FF
yeah, they will
also
contact.
do their quotas.
They will contact 100%.
Give the contact.
Yeah, they will
Make
do
sure
their
that
level
they
best.
exhaust every possible way. To convince them. Yeah, to convince the boy.
It's right here on Monday Night Football, guys. Campo,
yeah, keep on sporting. It was another interesting Monday night. I know people at home that's sitting watching on live on TV, also watching on the Facebook, also on YouTube. Say keep on sporting till tomorrow. No, till next week. Radio.
He thought he's still now on Star FM 96.6.
Thank you very much, of course, to our wonderful viewers, viewing us both online and, of course, sitting at their comfort zones, watching us Monday Night Football. It's been a pleasure talking about what we love talking about most, of course, that is nothing but sports, especially to be more specific, football. And thanks to our, able technicians out there, Basiru Sala, of course, it will be coming your way. Next week, the same time, the same, of course, TV.
All right, thank you very much, Yero. Thank you very much, Ibrahim Campo Jata. Thank you very much, Coach Tapha, for coming to World Sports. Rather, Monday Night Football, not World Sports on radio. All right, the program we're back. There's going to be another edition. There's going to be this Monday coming, of course. And as we go, as we said, we apologize for not, bringing you some European football. Today we have a coach, we have an invited guest, so automatically we discuss more about, Gambian football, so that people will know what is happening, in the Gambia, what is happening with Gambian players, of course. But of course, we'll be back. That's going to be another edition next Monday. We thank Basiru Sala and the technical crew for doing a wonderful job, marvelous job. And we also thank those who follow the Monday Night Football, and especially those who are always on the Facebook also following us, and those who sit at the comfort of their zones, in their homes, watching Star TV. Sarah and team, say bye to all of you out there. Keep on sporting. Bye from us. Good night.